In this video, we're going to give an example on a two-step equation. A two-step equation meaning that there's going to be two operations in the same equation. So let's look at an example. If we had 20 plus, oh, that's a bad 20, 20 plus m over 4, which is equal to 30, we right away see that we have two different operations. So we see that to this variable n, we know that this 20 is being added. And what is the, so we have addition here, and then the 4 to the m is being divided. So there's our two different operations, and we know that in order to get rid of these operations, we need their inverse operation or their opposite operation in order to undo what is being done. So the inverse operation to 20 is going to be subtraction. In order to get rid of that 20, we have to subtract that 20. And in order to undo the division, we know that we'll need to multiply. Now, the big question here is, in what order am I going to do this? Well, we know since we're doing inverse operations, in order to undo and get the variable isolated, then we need to do inverse operations. And you guys are very familiar with the operations of PEMDAS. An inverse operation simply means the opposite order. Opposite order. So we have here our inverse operations, our subtraction and multiplication. So which do we start with? According to the inverse operations, we are going to start with subtraction. And again, we're doing all of this in order to isolate the m, or the variable. In other words, get that variable by itself. Okay, so we're starting with subtraction. We're going to start by subtracting this 20 over here, which means in order to keep it equal, I also need to subtract the 20 on this side. So on the left-hand side, I have 20 minus 20, which is 0. So I'm left with m over 4, which is equal to 10. And again, I'm left with m equals 4 because this 20 minus 20 just gave me 0. Now, how do I get rid of that 4 in order to isolate or get this m by itself? Well, right now it's being divided, so I know that I need to multiply it. And I'm multiplying it by 4 because now we know that 4 and the divided by 4 gives me 1, which leaves me with the m by itself. But if I multiply by 4 on the left side, it means that I also need to multiply by 4 on the right side. And I'm left with m equaling 40. And now I can check my work. I can plug this back in for m from the very beginning. So if I had 20 plus 40 over 4 equals 30. Let's see if this checks out. Well, I know that 40 divided by 4 is 10. So I'm going to erase this and put 10. Is 20 plus 10 going to equal 30? And it does. So m equals 40. In this video, we're going to give